Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. Sind sie da? Cool. Und du bist leise. Tomsoft ist online. Ach, du bist schon auf maximaler Lautstärke, ja, Bro. Ja, geht noch, geht noch. Digga, wie laut willst du denn noch? Nee, geht schon klar, alles gut. Für die 3 Stunden, die ich jetzt kommentieren werde, sollte ich mir jetzt Snacks holen oder kann ich auch dann während des Streams einfach kurz gehen und mal was holen? Ja, okay, gut. Okay. Okay. Warte, ich schick's rein. Der hat einfach ein Meme hiervon gemacht.
Welcome to the Nürburgring for the DAS 24-hour race. The second lobby is approaching. This intro is brought by you from Nürburgring fan and DLL Charles. We all know the Nürburgring is one of the most, if not the most challenging track there is. And in this little video we're going to explain the circuit and the challenging parts a bit closer for you in hope that you are as thrilled for the race as we are. With over 25 kilometers in length, 300 meters of elevation changes and more than 180 corners, for sure, there's no other track that comes even close to this giant track. With the GP layout and the Nordschleife, we have a truly unique track at our hands. Of course, everything starts with the very first corner. That's the AMG Arena from here. Great grandstands, a lot of people attending there, and you have to nail your braking point. You go down, even with the first gear, rotating the car, bringing it, open up the next corner, the second part of the AMG Arena, on the back straight, on a run to fourth corner, and overtaking is possible here as well for the Dunlop Care, which is now called Goodyear Care. Then we go up to Schumacher as a very quick corner combination, the quickest part of corners on the GP layout. Fast and flowing, that's really fun. And then braking for RTL and Warsteiner Kurven. They're fun as well. You can take a lot of curb here, challenging, and you need to prepare the exit because the back straight is longer than it looks, and overtaking into the Vidal chicane quite possible. Rising uphill onto the Vidal chicane, very quick, using the quicker layout, not the usual F1 layout we see and are used to know. Then approaching T13, highest part of the whole track before we arrive to the famous turn 1 of the Nordschleife, which is now called Sabine Schmidt's Kurve. Next up is the Hudson-Bach complex. Coming from Sabine Schmidt's corner, the track only goes downhill. The track is also really fast, flowing corners, and as we see right now on screen, mistakes can happen quite easily. A lot of curb can be taken, and you need to take a lot of curb to be quick here, but it's also very risky, so you have to find some middle ground here. Leaving Hoheneichen over Quiddelbach Höhe and arriving to Flugplatz. That corner is called like this because it was a very small airport right behind that. It goes uphill, there's a small bridge, and the car loses sometimes a bit of ground with front wheels. And Flugplatz, fun corner, really quick, and you bring all that momentum onto the long flat out section from Kartenborn, Schwedenkreuz, and slipstream is very effective, and overtakes can be made before Schwedenkreuz or even for Arenberg. Famous for foxes that lived there during the construction of the work, the next stop, the Fuchsröhre, is fun and iconic part of the track as well. Quite downhill, a lot of momentum, low speed, then compression, the track goes uphill, and a quite challenging part of corners going into Adenauer Forst. Arriving to the famous miss corner, where you miss intentionally the first part of the apex, hit the second part, and then again miss the third part, drifting out wide, short straight, and then you're approaching Verseisen, the slowest corner, first gear. It's quite downhill again, so you have understeer, you need to prepare your exit and have a good acceleration. That's very important. Also, halfway through the lap with around 4 minutes at this point. Next, coming up the high speed section with Mutkurve with over 230 kph, one of the fastest corner on tracks. Then Steilstrecke, very famous historic part of the track, and the most famous corner there is, the carousel, the banked corner where there's only one line. It's uphill, it's bumpy, it's horrible, and it's great at the same time. It's so iconic, and drivers love this corner so much. Because of this same called mountain that's very close to that, and that's literally the highest part of the Nordschleife. Funnily enough, not the highest part of the track itself, that's located on GP there, as I just said before. And then I think that's the most fun part of the track, one corner after another, everything quite quick. Hedwigshöhe, Wippermann, Eschbach, the famous Brünnchen corner, that is so downhill. You can't even realize it in game, but it's like looking at a wall like that's falling down. Here, then we have a YouTube corner that's quite well known because of, well, YouTube and Ice Corver, which is named after that because it's so slippery, and that's only half the fun because we're approaching Pflanzgarten 1 and 2, having Sprunghügel between that. The cars lose ground for more than a moment, are completely in the air, then have to brake and get Pflanzgarten 2 right before we hit to the Stefan Bellof S. Wow, what a shot. So quick, and it's over quite quickly. Pflanzgarten 2 approaching, then the Stefan Bellof S. You see it here, very fast, named after the famous German racing driver that died really too soon at Spa. Then we have Schwalbenschwanz, very fast entry, slower corner, late apex, and then the fun little sister of the carousel, the little carousel. Tricky exit, you have to get that right, short straight before we hit Galgenkopf. Then that's one of the most important corners of the whole lap because we're approaching Döttinger Höhe. The straight that's flat out for more than a minute, for more than 2 kilometers until we hit Antonius Buche, very small kink only before we have to brake after such a long time again for the last final corners of Hohenrhein before the lap ends. Here you want to make your overtakes. Here's where's Ocon. You can see the famous Nürburgring itself on the outside. Here are the tourist entry and exit points, and so much is going on here. That's the only time on the whole lap on the Nordschleife where drivers have the smallest chance to relax before they do it all over again. Again for 25 kilometers, again for over 8 minutes, for more than 300 meters of elevation change and more than 180 corners. This track is truly special, and I hope you enjoy the race. I hope the drivers enjoy the race, have fun, and follow us on Twitch where we stream the whole event, and we'll see you there around. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you very much to Neuer Sommer and Charles for making this beautiful documentation about the Nürburgring Nordschleife. My name is Flipsy, and I'm going to lead you through the first 2 stints of the second part of our 24-hour race at the Nordschleife. Due to some little issues, there are 2 drivers missing. It's Tornado, who was in the lobby already. Maybe there are some connection issues right now. And Formula V Esports is missing as well, so we are missing 2 cars. It's one Porsche and it's one Supra. Nevertheless, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoyed the last weekend a lot, where we declined the first or the main winner of the 24-hour race, which was a little bit surprising of a victory, but I think that we can talk to it later on. For all of you guys that might be interested in, you can see that we only have 7 cars in the lobby now for our next 24-hour race. We had 2 cars, I think, already retiring due to organizational issues, which is sad perhaps, but you know, you cannot do anything against it. Some kind of nice graphics we have there. We are going to talk about a lot of things while we wait until the race starts. So King Rowan seems like he's going to be the replacement for Tornado for now. So I don't know if you wait until 5 p.m. because I wouldn't like to start a 3-hour stint with only 8 cars on track when we have the possibility to go for 9 cars as well. Maybe for the time being, let me keep you entertained with the newest single from Kev Coco, one of the most entertaining artists out there. Nevertheless, how are you guys feeling? How's your week been? Has everything or anything changed? Were you surprised by seeing different seas or whatever? Even though until we wait, just for your information, I just posted the link to our livery of the event, a vote, or let's say poll. You can vote there for 3 different liveries. You will see every livery that has taken part or is taking part in this race, except the PTE Supra from Sven Runke. Didn't get a picture from that bike. I can gladly reinstall the picture if I get a good one. Drunken Panda is going to sleep so she can attend her stints late at night, I think it was. So yeah, have a good sleep, Drunken Panda. There's another card on somebody joining, so I think we might be... Yeah, it's Ryan. It's the missing driver for the Supra. Sin 4. That's going to be very, very nice for you, Drunken Panda. Also wishing you a lot of luck from my side. Yeah, I think we're going to wait 1 more minute. Meanwhile, let me maybe introduce to you somebody who's going to attend the race with me together. He's already known in the series. He participated in some of the latest races, especially driving in a Subaru BRZ at last weekend. Welcome to the stream, Octavian. How are you doing?
Oh, good day. I'm doing good. Doing very good today. Today, yeah. Finally, I am here. I have appeared. Oh, finally I can get the starting grid together. I think it's now finalized. Yeah, I enjoy driving these races, but it's like a real hassle to host these races. I think we're finally ready now. Yeah, it's the RSR. Yeah, I think we're okay now. Yeah, both Dons, R8,
Yeah,
GTA,
everyone is in.
PTE. Yeah, I think we're ready now.
We need to wait for Nürburgring Picks because he left the track again. Unless he enters with his car, we can start, I think. Yeah, he's in. Voice of Pock is a bit quiet. Can you increase his volume? Of course I can.
Yippee.
Of course I can. Gonna make him a little bit louder. Like Nicky Lauda
Nürburgring
said.
Picks is now 4th. Yeah, I think the grid is finalized and I hope it's correct. If it's not correct, please cut my head off.
No, if anything happens,
way,
they will just re-enter their positions later or sooner.
then
Nevertheless,
I will start now.
let us start.
Go time.
Yeah. Some interesting facts about the last race. We actually had no rain over the whole 24 hours.
Yep.
We had a little bit of a delay through the organizational stuffs because Sony, PD, and everyone else let us completely in the shadow. But what can we say? I think I'm hyped. We have 9 different cars on track. Every car has got a special livery on it. Many different styles. And we will see them throughout the next 24 hours. King Roman leads the field away in the Porsche for Wertmann Motorsport. Second is Sven Runke for PTE Motorsports. And third is Ken Stumick for Gran Turismo Alliance. And there we go. The 24 hours, the second part, has started. King Rowan already leading comfortably away.
Then some
Already
contact
a little bit
from
of
P2 and 3.
Yeah, a little bit of touching in P2, 3, and 4. Nürburgring Picks in the Audi R8, already in the back of the Gran Turismo Alliance Porsche.
The Don drivers, I think, swapped position, or there was like a small fight throughout the first chicane.
Could be.
Otherwise,
Zero Kuhaku
everything's
and
going smoothly.
Lexus has got a half a second penalty already, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Tony Redgrave in a Nissan driving for Erics in P7. Sportmat is going to make a move maybe into the Dunlop Kehre. He's not going to. The only driver who's not using ABS, pretty interesting, and Ryan in the Supra currently in P9.
ABS on weak and no traction control. That's risky, but I like it.
So box.
I like it. Yeah, Ron is just chill right now, while it's Ken Stumick and Sven are very much fighting throughout the final part of the GP layout. Nürburgring picks under pressure from Don, but Don just made a mistake, probably costing him the overtake onto the Schleife.
Tony defending his position against Sportmat. Nissan versus Lexus. And Ryan already has damage.
How did that happen?
Pretty sure he bonked into the wall coming onto the Nordschleife.
Ah, that's unfortunate. But with like only the front of the car, no suspension damage, that is very unusual.
Or maybe he hit somebody on the side. Nürburgring picks and Jonas a little bit unsure. Had a short
I
of a
think
moment.
Haku's trying to slingshot. Haku's trying to slingshot past. Now he lifted off. This is such a tight fight up there. What are they going to do into Schwedenkreuz? Spin the wheel and find out, right? Wow. This looks so awesome. But no. Nothing too bad happening. Oh, I think there's someone who lost
Nürburgring
control.
picks needs to have the car right. He's
Yeah, now he's
spun
off into
around.
the gravel. He got punted off by Tony as he lost control.
A lot of position changes right here at the start.
We need to see the replay of that. That is very, very weird.
The thing is, where do I want to need to play the replay?
Oh, and there's Ryan off.
Ryan goes off
just
track,
went
he-
off, and he takes him with it. He just took Haku with himself. Well, he saved himself, but
Wow.
Haku is now just completely done for with a half a second penalty and rear damage. That is a fatal blow at the start.
That was a maneuver that is never going to work.
Yeah.
Ku and Ryan together into the Fuchsröhre.
It
Ryan
did
has
look like he lost control though after going onto the grass. I think there was no intended overtake yet. Still, that's just like a bit of taking out of someone who was not really involved in it.
That's going to be something that the stewards will love to see, as Charles says. And we're going to need to see a replay of that.
Jonas already going down the inside of Ryan, but he doesn't do it because of the acceleration. And Ryan has dirty tires after taking the corner just not correctly.
Yeah.
Going.
What is kind of impressive a little bit is Jonas' driving style. He is waiting calmly for a gap or chance to get past Ryan, because he sees Ryan is not 100% sure of what he is doing right there. Very clean driving from Jonas currently.
The damage is gonna give Ryan like no chance to start defending into any corner that is a right-hander.
Yeah, or even on the straights. So I think maybe
Yeah.
into the Mutkurve right now, Jonas will have the chance to stay in the slipstream. And
That is a risky maneuver. I did that once and accidentally pushed someone off. So yeah, that is not really a move I do suggest if you're just barely alongside. If you're almost past, that's an easy move to do.
yeah,
But yeah, you need to be really safe and assured. Yeah, I think that'll be an easy passing. Yep, the Supra has no chance on the straights with that damage. Not even in the draft it can try and overtake.
yeah, Jonas already passed him before Mutkurve starting. And
Just has
Charles,
to take the corner cleanly.
yeah, Charles says what Ryan should have done way earlier is letting him go, because they're both losing time fighting.
Yeah.
So as you can see, already have got 15.5 seconds to Rowan, who is leading.
King Rowan and Sven are fighting pretty close together. Although that's probably going to kill the Supra's tires. The Porsche's going to be having a more smooth sailing time, at least on the front.
Yeah.
But rear wear can be fatal.
The main person who profited from the start was Tony Redgrave.
Yeah, he went from, I think, 6th to 4th. That's impressive.
Yeah. Kind of interesting to see what Nashil says, that I have Yokohama and Michelin tires on the car. Or decals, not tires. As long as they're giving money to attend the race, I think everything is fine. But it's
Money is money.
which... kind of interesting to see which tires are better. Already giving out penalty points for that.
Sven's now not really keeping up with the Porsche in front. The gap's increased by about 1.5 seconds throughout the more twisty section of the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Whilst Ken Stumik and Tony are fighting very closely together. I think there will be a move on the Oettinger.
Going to be interesting into Oettinger Höher. Who of them will have the speed on the straights, and if there is a chance to overtake. Tony and Sport.
Jonas also overtook PGS Nürburgring picks after Nürburgring picks just landed into the gravel.
Yeah, Nürburgring picks also on the medium tires at the Audi. That's maybe some kind of a strategic move.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the car eats tires for breakfast.
Yeah. Will be interesting to see how this comes out at the end of the race.
Yeah, the gap's increasing from the Porsche and the Nissan. It looks like the Nissan, after the 6 brake horsepower nerf into the last update, it really didn't help on straights.
Just focusing on the battle, we have MP1 Sven Runke trying to attack King Rowan at the Oettinger, who didn't work out, so maybe there's another attack going to turn number 1 on the Grand Prix circuit. King Rowan keeping it on the inside, forcing Sven Runke to go the white line. Both braking at a very similar point, and King Rowan stays ahead. Very nice,
well,
fair
I think not for long. I think the Supra will have an overshot on any straight he will get onto the Nordschleife. The Supra's tires after one lap are also not looking too good. The Porsche's got considerably less wear. Fuel usage is the same, practically, but yeah. The Supra killing its tires is really something bad, especially when the dirty air also influences the car. He really has to manage and just try to get the perfect slingshot, otherwise he will just need to back off earlier.
Yeah. Ku is in the pits, getting his damage repaired and trying to continue the race the best way possible. It's the first lap of a 24-hour race, which means that we still have a lot of time left in this race. But, well, it's still unfortunate for Ku starting this race in the way he had to witness himself. But look,
exactly.
Rowan defended into turn 1. We all thought that Sven Runke is going to pass him anytime soon, and on the Grand Prix track, Rowan is able to pull away from Sven Runke. And to be honest, I think that the Veltman Motorsports Porsche is going to be one of the main candidates in winning the second part of a 24-hour race, because in qualifying they also impressed with their lap times and showed that they are maybe a team to count on. Was very surprised by the lap times that Paul de Prenter and Rowan were sitting in.
May I ask what the lap time they did was? Because I haven't watched that one, that part of
It
qualifying.
was somewhat about 8 minutes and 4 seconds, I think.
Well, that's good. That's a very good one.
That's something I didn't expect as well. But
Mm.
you see, maybe endurance racing is improving drivers in the way of driving. Let me
Driving
just maybe
improves
try to
the
do something.
driving way. Yeah, who would have thought? No, but yeah, those endurance races are very helpful for even newer drivers because they can first of all just have so many laps to just try and perfect their racing line. They can
Yeah.
also just if you're like a real starter and people are just trying to figure out the car on the track and they've got 3 hours for that. That is so helpful. Yeah, this is going to be a very tight one. King Ron is a bit slower into low speed corners if Sven didn't oversteer. Tony's still on Ken. Tony's tires are very comparable to the ones from Sven, which is not a good sign. Meanwhile, Sven and Rowan are just really chilling on tire wear. The rear tires may get a bit more off into the further laps, into like lap 4 or 5, but even the rear tires are still comparable to the ones on the Toyota Supra. And Sport Matt, without any fighting, has really got the best
Ooh!
tires of the one who ever crashed.
Wait, what the hell
Oh,
happened there between Tony and Ken Stumik? That was some
that was
that was
prime Gran
interesting.
Turismo netcode. Yeah, magnificent one there.
That was very interesting. I'm just trying to do something.
And he's also got damage from that.
Well, that's not good.
I think he will just cut short and try a couple of 5 lap stints now. I think I had the same happen in my stint. That was only a 2-hour stint. That's not really comparable. The gap is now increased to 2.2 seconds between P1 and 2.
That was definitely some P18 content. Tony has got damage. I'm pretty sure it wasn't from this maneuver right there, but something else I want to mention is Sportmed in the Lexus, driving without ABS.
I think it's weak ABS. I don't think it's completely off.
It could be, but because from what I remember, in Confi was driving with weak ABS at Gran Turismo Sports. It's kind of very impressive what SportMed is showing us.
This might also be an advantage going into rain.
Yeah.
The tires may block earlier, but then he has more control of when he tries lifting off the brakes. Because if you have ABS on, the game maybe overcalculates it a bit and then just gives you a lot less braking power than you actually want and need. If you can control that yourself, you might be able to get those few tenths or seconds throughout the entire lap done, which is like very, very important. Especially when having such an unstable car in the rear.
Exactly.
The Lexus it's a torque beast. That 5-liter V8 just loves spinning out people. I wouldn't be able to drive that car for more than like 3 hours, yeah.
Look, can you work with something like this? With a small countdown that's maybe built in right here. I think you can work with it, right?
Jonas is gaining on Sport Mad slightly. I think he might get the draft, although it's very close to out of slipstream range. The pack from P3 to P6 is completely tightened up within like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
9/10 to Tony now from Sportmad. I think Tony is on Ken. Yeah. Tony is going to be on to overtake. Is he already trying to move into Galgenkopf? Yep, he did. And he miscalculated and just took Ken with himself. Got himself more damage and spins out. What a hilarious maneuver. What a hilarious maneuver. That was not the way to go. Now Tony has even rear and rear left damage. Yeah. That was to be expected if you try moving into Galgenkopf.
Welcome to endurance racing, where every mistake will be penalized very harsh. Ah, boy. Jonas the Mercedes for DON, now at the back of Sportsman in a Lexus.
I think Don is going to be a contender for the podium if people keep crashing out like this.
Yeah, if Jonas keeps going,
Hideous.
keeps the pace going like it is now, he might win a little bit. Ken Stumick has got damage, might be the fact that he goes into the pits now. Sportmed and Jonas stay out. Sven Ruka already has got half of his front tires gone, and King Ryan, fastest lap, 8 minutes 15.5.
Tire wears a different thing on the Supra. The Mercedes and the Lexus have like a quarter of the wear the Supra currently has.
Yeah.
Jonas now on Sport Mad. He might get the switchback done correctly. I didn't. He's staying behind. I think a move into the GP layout would be the safest option, but not an option that would probably result in happening this lap at least. Oh. Sportman taking the classical outside line for the corner. Outside, 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 that is not the way to take a corner correctly, except if you're living in Britain and are on a freeway. Fastest lap is currently in 8:15 by King Roan, which is pretty okay, especially for the start. And for still having to try and fend off Sven out of his like 2-second gap, because otherwise he might be able to just get the position when Rowan just does like a small mistake.
Yeah.
Commentator's curse incoming. Oh well, that just happened to Sven. He sort of lost control. Yeah, he's fighting with his car. Is he on control or is it just the Supra?
I think he's driving with the controller, but I think it's also the Supra.
It's like a mix of both.
Yeah. What is also very interesting, thanks for mentioning that, Charles, is that Sportmat and Lexus is kind of competing in a different class today. He isn't racing for the GT series, he's racing for the WC series. Interesting.
Great job listening to the livery manual.
Yeah, tire wear is completely mental on the Supra.
He's actually got GTE BOP faster now. Cheater! Kidding.
Yeah. Also interesting to see that the Supra is still banned for teams picking it, even though it has got that much of a problem while racing on an endurance series.
I'm seeing something very nitpicking, but Sportmat 12 does not go 100% on throttle. He's on like 98% throttle, whilst for example Jonas is on 100% throttle.
Yeah,
I
that's true. That's true.
That is like some small pedal issues maybe from Sportmat.
Well, it could
I don't
be.
think it'll be a lot of an issue, like a real big issue, but like it's still something he needs to figure out post race. Should notify him.
Yeah, Charles, maybe you can help him. I think he's driving with Fanatic wheel, it seems.
Yeah, right. I remember Tomsoft having major issues with this Fanatec wheel, I think like a year ago.
Yeah.
He had only like half throttle input and half steering input for like a while, and then he had to buy an entire new wheelbase. Sometimes these
Amazing
things
quality.
just don't work.
I mean, you can... Okay, now it's working again for Sportmat. He's again on full throttle, even though it might be 1%. It's interesting to see because maybe you need to play with your pulsiometer in a gas pedal or gas on a throttle, and maybe you just need to set the limit a little bit higher. That even though
He's still got the issue. Like it's sometimes where he goes full throttle, but he doesn't go full throttle consistently.
yeah, so I think he needs to raise the limit a little bit higher so that the pedal notices
tires-
input to the maximum even though it's not at the maximum. So you can avoid this kind of an
His
issue.
tires are blocking a lot right now. He might need to adjust his brake balance or his braking feel. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is,
you can see small lockups.
yeah, PG's Nürburgring has damage.
Yep.
Talking about this this issue that you have on your throttle, Charles had it as well. I think we were racing in a test race for Trial Mountain going into the season, where I noticed that he's losing a lot of time on the straights, or in general, and he was somewhat about 10 kilometers per hour on the straights, and that's where I noticed that the input of a throttle is not to the maximum, and since then he changed the maximum input a little bit higher. So that means that if you press your throttle to, let's say, 3, or to 1/3 to the end, or still have left this much room, your pedal still thinks that you're at a maximum input.
Jonas is on sport mode. He might overtake. No, he won't now. But the gap has decreased from 1.1 to 0.3, going up to Mutkurve.
Yeah. So Jonas right now has got the advantage that sport mode cannot go to the maximum of the top speed with his Lexus. So sooner or later, if he
Jonas gets better exits. I see. Huge advantage.
might be easier for him. Looking at the rest, besides Sportman and Jonas having quite a decent battle, is King Rowan and Sven still battling each other for P1 currently. But Sven has got this huge tire wear, so
I think Sven has to pit this lap.
yeah, that's where endurance racing comes into the race. If you look at as well as at the fuel management from all cars and then compare it with Sportman, you see that he is saving a lot of fuel. So I think Sportman is going to go for 5 lap stints.
I think he actually can. I think the Lexus is able to too.
Yeah.
I think he's done some good fuel saving. Maybe the not full throttle was just all a part of his plan, because now he's going full throttle.
But
when Jonas is there.
The other thing is, but if you look at the weather, that's going to be interesting as well, because it's going to be, or it's way darker if you look at the clouds than at the start of the
Slightly
race.
tightening. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Funny thing, there's a hidden function for people not racing and spectating to go on a small info button to see the weather development into the entire race, which is still hidden for us and not usable. But that would be a very cool extra for us, especially for the endurance races where we have rain.
Yeah.
That'll be a very cool function. Hashtag PD, please.
Charles said that Jonas will have an easy overtake going into Döttinger.
That I think aged a bit bad. I think 9 chances is not enough. Nah.
But you see the difference between both of them. That Sportmat is losing a lot of power on the straights due to the throttle malfunction. And,
he's losing exactly 1 kph.
Wow. So the Lexus could be better on the straights as well. And Jonas even has got slipstream a little bit.
Jonas has got bad rear tires. What's he doing with this car? Did he put the brake balance all the way back?
It could be. That's something I did as well. Now, on Oettinger Höhe, Nürburgring Pigs gets overtaken by Kuhaku.
Let's go, Gang Haku.
Another Lexus showing that the car has got top speed on the straights.
Don 1-2 confirmed, question mark. No, Nürburgring Pig still has damage, so he's either gonna go pit now because he's capping off 10 kph before everyone else is, or he's gonna go risk it for whatever reason and just do another lap, losing even more time. He's lost 15 seconds this lap.
Yeah.
I think those mediums were not a good bet, although the rear tires are still worn off pretty much a lot, despite not being on softs.
The question
I
is,
don't think, yeah, it was a good idea.
Ken Stumik has got damage again. He's in the pits. Ay, 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 ay. So for GTA, the race so far is not working pretty well.
Due to the crash out of that.
Yeah, I think so. Wait, let me just put this perfectly into the screen. Just hope it works. Yeah, it should work now. Maybe even a little bit higher up.
He might get Nürburgring picks just purely on pace. If he does it before the GP layout ends, I will throw my controller out of the window. I think he won't know.
But that's fair to say that Sport Mode is really trying to keep it consistent, even without driving with ABS on.
Oh, I think Jonas now has got the space to do a move. He just has to not lose the rear. Sponsored by Oettinger, but not doing a move on the Oettinger. Peasant. I'm kidding. What act of tomfoolery is this man on to now? No, the gap's increasing actually.
Yeah, because Sport Mode is doing quite great on the track.
And he's got very good fuel, so he can actually push. While Jonas might use the extra time in the slipstream to rather save fuel than overtake. Due to him probably pitting soon, Sven went out for another lap, trying to finish his 4-lap stint. Yet I think his front left tire is gonna give up before he will finish his lap.
Yeah, another thing that is maybe important to mention is that King Rowan has got damage at the front left.
Yep, but he's still staying in front due to his tire wedges being like a lot better. And he's lost control again going onto the grass. He just has to keep the position. The gap to others is now 20
against
seconds.
Sport
Oh my god. Did he just push him out? Yeah, he did. Sportmad luckily without damage. He just has to rejoin correctly here. What was that for a move? That's
We need
not
to
what
see
you
that
do.
again. What happened?
How can you actually access replay functions? I'm sorry, but is that only on mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, it's only mouse and keyboard. There was a little bit of contact between.
Yeah, he didn't leave space for him entirely.
Yeah, but
That was basically just sticking to the true old halbe Wagenbreite or what.
I don't know if you overtake it. There is a good option, to be honest.
Yeah, I think again though you could make the argument that he was turning into him, but that was just like, yeah, very risky. We will see how the stewards will handle this incident and also an incident between Nuschel and me, which was practically the same. But yeah, I think this is also going to be reported and will likely alter the results. Rowan is very much losing ground onto Sven. I think there will be an overtake despite Sven's bad tires.
Yeah.
He's gained 10th after 10th.
I'm just at the back watching Nürburgring Pigs and Ken Stumik. I think Nürburgring Pigs forgot to let his damage, letting his damage getting repaired. So he's still driving with damage. Ken Stumik might try and go for an overtake in the next couple of corners. I think the Audi is really trying to go for a medium stint. I don't know if the soft tires wouldn't be better considering the lack of time you lose on the mediums. Even though you're driving with the Audi.
He can try and gamble though. He's got like 19 more hours to just try.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I'm not trying to be toxic to anyone, but I found it funny how someone just messaged chat, where can we report an incident? Like there's not an entire channel based around reporting an incident named Incident Report. All the love, Kyle, please don't take it too seriously.
King Rowan and
But
Sven
yeah.
Runke attacking each other.
Oh, but Sven will have major issues going to Pflanzgarten because his front left is just done.
Yeah, a little bit of contact, but it seems to work. Just looking at Sportman, who now has hit the 1,000 kilometers in his Lexus. Congratulations to that achievement. And I guess we're going to wait for another overtaking maneuver.
I think he will try the Oettinger.
Yeah,
Due to
let's
him
go
now
with it.
slightly gaining some time over here and then getting it done on the straights. So if he doesn't overstint to this corner, he will. Oh my god, that was not the way to take the corner. Either way, I think he will still have the overspeed onto the Oettinger. Come on. It's 1.5 seconds now. He has to nail that exit. Oh, he does. He does nail that exit. He does. And now the draft. And now the draft. Wow. Look at the speed difference.
Yeah.
250 against 260, almost 270. Yeah, he will not be able to defend that. That'll be a clear-cut overtake before they're going into the pits together. And done. Yep. As long as Sven just takes the last corner correctly, he will be going into the lead after the pit stop. Although Johan still has more fuel, which Rowan has more fuel, so he might get out ahead. The gap's only 9 tenths. We'll see after the pit stop. The first people going in, well, the first people going in for a normal stint. Jonas gaining his time back, having an 8-second gap to Sportmat after that incident. But I am pretty sure Sportmat can try a 5-lap stint.
That's what I think as well. I think Sportman is not going to go into the pits.
He is doing consistent lap times at that. I don't think he'll be pitting. If he pits, it might be a bad decision. Yeah, he's out. He's not pitting. Very much it will be a gamble, but the tires still look very good. He could probably do it on a second stint on it if it weren't for the 6 seconds he would lose every lap. 6 seconds he would take just with what the tires want.
That's true as well. I think.
But these tires look really good. He saved them up very nicely throughout his stint.
Yeah, Ku stays out.
Ku stays out. Yep. He does stay out.
And
he does not bother. And keeps to the 5 lap call.
Even though Rowan had a little bit of more fuel in the tank, Sven Runke is ahead of him.
And even by 1.8 seconds after the first part of the track. It will really depend on Rowan not getting damage and Sven saving his tires, and this will be a very interesting turn of events. And don't forget Sportmat, he will be saving an entire pit stop over his stint if he gets those 5 laps correctly for 3 stints. 3 sub-stints basically. So yeah, this looks like a pretty much... that is pretty much brewing up to be a good final 24-hour race of the year. No, it's gonna be Daytona, I'm stupid. All the love. Fuck.
Is it better with Hawk's voice now?
I hope it's not. I can also mute myself.
No, you don't.
No, I won't. Don't mind.
Nice.
People probably just don't want to hear me. What? No. Kidding.
Ooh, Sven Ruka picked himself up a half a second penalty.
Normal. Can easily happen going onto the Nordschleife because the track limits are so tight, especially into the chicane, into the final chicane of the GP layout. Yes.
Yeah, I think if you go off track, on the part into Sabine Schmidt's curve where you exit the pits, you can pretty easily gain yourself a half a second penalty. Maybe you cut the chicane before last corner at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit.
Yeah. Note that he also lost half a second throughout that part. Oh, Sportnet had made a mistake. He's gotten damage and he has to pit this lap, I guess.
Okay, the interesting part is where the hell did this happen?
You better make a replay of that, but that's a hideous thing that happened.
I don't think that we're going to catch it again. Let's
Give it a
try.
try at least.
Now we're already
Okay. I think he
meeting
lost
someone
control
else.
going into
Nope.
Schwedenkreuz.
Yeah, it could be true. Could be true.
Bummer. A bummer for him. It's a 4-second gap he has to keep. Actually, as long as he stays ahead, he would still win because he's doing the 5-lap stints.
Yeah. So even
But
though
it
he has
looks like
damage, it's not that hilarious.
I would suggest he should turn ABS on a bit more. Because having mainly issues breaking into corners and trail braking is made difficult for him. Sad that you don't have a menu in the pit stop, and while doing a pit stop to try and adjust assists or brake balance before driving out again. Look at his lock up into the corner there too. That is not something you want to have.
Are there any battles currently on track? No, but Ryan is kind of having real issues with his Supra. That's
Yep, 3-second penalty. That is probably from pit lane cutting.
yeah, this might be true.
That is unfortunate for him. Jonas is probably onto Haku before the Oettinger. He's gaining 10th after 10th. Finally, Haku still with damage, not losing too much time to Rowan, going up the hill onto Mutkurve.
Sven now shortly before a carousel. Right behind Sportmat.
Risky, risky, risky. He has to either get past now or try and... Yeah, he has to get past now. If he doesn't get past before the Dottinger, his half a second penalty will put him out of the draft lane,
Yeah.
and then he won't have any chance. It's now or never.
But the thing is, where do you want to overtake? It's nearly impossible to do so.
Pflanzgarten, I would say, probably. If you want to risk it. Just don't do mood cover like I did to Nushu. I'm sorry. Yeah, half a second gain throughout that part. Yeah, I think he will have an easy time overtaking around the outside somewhere. Due to his rear left damage, he probably can be passed on the outside. Braking on exit. That's bad. shitty situation, it looks like. And he has to save fuel. Otherwise he might not arrive. Or arrive with 80 Ks. That's probably a safe overtake from Sven. If I was Sportmat, I would actually go behind Sven and try and fuel save as long as I can stay within the draft. Because what he's currently doing is just losing him time, practically. Is it letting him past? Yeah, he is. Not really letting him past, and he risked it. Oh, he went onto the grass, but still made the corner. Sven is now ahead, and I hope Sportmat learns his lesson to try and not do any mistakes anymore. I guess. That's a very harsh lesson I also learned in my 24-hour stint, to not do mistakes. That cost me an entire stint win. Is Sportmat going to stay ahead after this? Probably not. Nah.
I would be cautious weaving this much on the straights.
Yep. But he's now gained enough time. With Sportmat pitting and having to get his stint sorted out with less damage next time, and King Rowan having a 4-second gap to Sven, it looks like the field is stretched out a lot. Note that Jonas has gained 4 seconds with the Dottinger and basically half of the Nordschleife onto Haku. Just demonstrating how much damage can really influence the car.
Yeah.
That is it. Note that Jonas has gained 5 seconds onto King Rowan before the stop. King Rowan and Jonas before the stop were 20 seconds, now it's 15. So it looks like it'll be like a catch-up game from Jonas. He's also done a fastest first sector. Impressive. Yeah, I think his mission is now set.
I think we also have another mission of Ryan letting others do the job. No, he's back at driving again. Man's got caught.
It's a very unfortunate situation to be in. Being so far behind with damage, that is probably nothing enjoyable. Yeah, he's on lone mode again. I think he's really not up for this anymore.
Which is kind of sad, because that would mean that there are only 8 cars left. Even though it's a quite difficult situation, I think that the race last time proved that you need to continue and stay on driving no matter what happens.
Yeah, but the main issue I actually have with Ryan's issues currently is basically just 3 other people standing there and watching their entire effort they've probably put into the race just going down the drain. Because I'm not trying to be angry at him, but yeah, it's still like very, very unfortunate to see an entire team having this many issues. It's not only sad for the other drivers that have put so much effort into that, it's also just a bit unlucky for him to be caught in these situations and having so many issues with his car. I think he pit every lap now almost. He's doing laps exactly 1 minute slower almost than the entire rest.
You wanna know something funny?
That is no good. Yeah.
All the time we go away from him, we see that he's not driving, and every time we see him again, he just leaves the pause menu again. So, hello Ryan, nice to see that you're watching the race. I think you should race instead of watching the stream. What could be interesting to see is Haku and Kenstimik, which means that P6 and 7 are
Yep.
fighting against each other.
See, think, act. That is a very nice motto from Kenstumik. I think Haku will soon see the back of the car, think about overtaking, and act like a clown and crash him out. No, wait, wrong team. But yeah. Oh no! Ha! Commentator's curse! No!
Shouldn't have said anything.
No!
Shouldn't have
No!
said anything.
I will never talk again. I will tape my mouth. I will tape my lips together and superglue them,
Lock it away.
and then superglue myself to the street. No, yeah. Note how King Roan now gained 3 seconds on Jonas and gained also 3 seconds on Sven. So Sven and Jonas are on the same pace, but Roan is currently just setting a new standard for the entire lobby. One and a half seconds up on the fastest lap at all. That's aiming for 14, but I think he's going to do a 13 or 12. I don't think he was on his maximum potential on lap 2. Due to being, I think, behind or under pressure from Sven.
Hmm.
Did I see that right? Or, yeah, he almost took the mood curve flat. He just lifted on exit. Brave guy. Brave. Oh yeah, now he's on course of an 8:13. That'll probably decrease even more. Jonas has made a mistake. He lost 6 seconds to Rowan and has damage front right.
Ay, 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 ay.
Oi, oi, oi.
It's not getting better, isn't it?
I know when it will get better. When the 24-hour hours end. What the fuck? I can't talk anymore. Sorry. Yeah, Tony with more damage, Sport Mad, smooth sailing actually. Despite the damage he had, he's only having a 1-minute gap almost. What happens if I leave? If you leave, yeah, if you leave, the following will happen. We will calculate, I think, based on the fastest lap or on the average lap time, what lap time you did, and then we will, I think, calculate a 107% addition. So it's your time plus 7% each lap. So there will be time added as opposed to if you finish the race. But in the next stint, the other people would still be able to drive. So you're not out of the race, but you'd still lose time. You would lose a considerable amount of time. So you should think about that before leaving. But if you really can't take this car anymore and are sick of mistakes, do whatever you want, to be honest.
Either way, I think leaving right now wouldn't be a very professional way of racing in the series compared to your team registering for the 24 hours of Le Mans and then not even participating in it. This already throws not the best of lights to you and your team. which means that if you want to consider entering another race, I would
We'll
really
probably put
prepare
you in the
and
second stint.
no, not even seconds, and I would really prefer preparing for it. And even though if you do mistakes and if you cannot deliver the best way possible, just minimize your expectations and maybe try and work yourself up the grid and not expect you're winning everything just because you take a Supra.
Yep, that is also true. The Supra is a very hard car to drive, especially for people who are less experienced in this. I see you have an E and B rating. I don't know if it's your second account, but if it is, I didn't say anything. But if this is your first account, you should also consider trying sport mode out and looking what pace you can do. Just my afterthought.
Lord Deadline, thank you for your follow. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, deadline 24th. I think it is. Incredible.
Ich glaube, das ist ja.
Ich glaubte it. Oh yeah, there he is. He left. As we thought, and then there's deadline. Oh, it's actually not deadline 24, I think. Yeah, either way.
Okay, 8 cars left in the race. 8 cars I consider
Moin, Digga.
finishing this race.
Okay, so it's not deadline 24th. Why are so many people named deadline? As if the line isn't alive anymore. Like, bro. Insane. He said, "Shut up, commentators." After I said that with the incident report. Love you, Kyle. Love you. Yeah, I missed that for about half an hour, but still, better late than never. Oh, and there's
Nice.
the Porsche off. The Porsche went off. But he is okay, without damage, but still with lost time. Still a great job with the pace. Sven did another pit stop? Yeah. Because he got damage if I recall correctly. Oh, he's oversteering left and right. That is not good. Oh yeah, fun fact for people watching and not being in the Discord server, the crash between Jonas and Sportmat has now been reported. So I think after the race we're currently then on awaiting confirmation of what's going to be done.
I think there will be a lot of stuff going on. Can Simic letting to buy? Fair play to Ken Simic, to be honest.
He's having issues with his rear tires in comparison to Ku. Ku's got the same front tire wear, but like considerably less rear tire wear.
Yeah.
I think he just knew that Ku is just faster. Ku's also doing a great job getting back up again. Commentator's curse, he just didn't take the corner correctly. But yeah, still, I will still say Haku doing a good job. This is all just a big learning phase, isn't it? Jonas still completing his stint despite the damage. That is a very ballsy move, but I think he's desperate in securing a high position and not in driving without damage. Okay, I will leave you alone for like a small amount of time because I want to go and get something to eat.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So I'll be back in like 10 minutes if that's okay.
Sure, no problem,
I
go
think
ahead.
it'll be.
Meanwhile, we're just
Alright, then.
watching Ken Simic and Haku battling each other for currently
And
P6.
I will follow the lead for the time being and have fun watching and not being disturbed by my voice. Thanks.
Yum yum. Coming too late to your stint and then leaving. I don't know if this is the best representation of your team. Nevertheless, looking at the field, I think Sven and Jonas might be the closest to each other, as well as Tony Redgrave and Sportmat, same as Ken Stimik and Zero Kohako. So it's still interesting. I think it's also interesting to see what type of weather we still have in this stint. Because considering that we had no rain at all last weekend, it is way darker, or even darker than the whole event last weekend at all than it is now. I think we will just wait and see what happens. That's obviously the best thing we could do. Besides enjoying the atmosphere that the game shows us. It's getting misty, that's true. Didn't you want to go to sleep, Drunken Panda? By any chance? But I'm very happy to getting accompanied at the stream from your side, so everything is fine. Waiting on my food, still 9 hours left. Well, that's priorities right set there. That's very important. I'm here for a bit. Ah, that's nice. Thank you. Okay, so Ku and Ken Stimik won't battle for now. Sven Runke and Jonas won't as well, even though Jonas has got damage. So maybe Tony Redgrave and Sportsmat will. No, they won't battle as well because Tony Redgrave has got damage and Sportsmat will be way ahead of him. Latest coming to Döttinger Höhe. Quite of an interesting Easter egg that on some parts of the track there's music playing in the background. Can always hear a little bit of bass going around there. Jonas goes into the pits. Which is the right thing to do, I think. Oh, Tony Redgrave and Haku battling each other for the last part of Oettinger Höhe. I could just need you to wait for what happens because as you can see, Tony Redgrave has got a lot of tire wear and no fuel left. So far, so good. What do you think of the race so far? I just see that I don't need a countdown anymore because... Wow, since when did this happen? That there is a countdown pretty much even to mine. Anyways, wait, when did that happen? See, my countdown isn't needed anymore. Interesting. When did this happen? In case you wonder what I'm doing, I'm just showing you a delivery from the Team DON Mercedes. Inspired by the Mercedes that was racing at the real 24-hour Nordschleife event. There's a link attached to the stream in case you want to vote for your most favorite livery of today's race. Be sure to check that out and maybe vote for one of these cars. Yeah, that's your ride for the night. Looks very cool. That's the third Don car on the grid. I know that's Team Don 3 and that's Team Don 2. The Lexus with the kind of a Red Bull inspired livery. Also very nice work. Then we have the other Lexus for Spider GT Racing. I also like the livery as well. There's PTE Motorsports. The black and orange Supra. And there's the Veltman Motorsports Porsche. Also very nice livery in my opinion. Here is Pegasus Esports Audi R8. I like the purple, red and black combination with the white titles on it. This is the Gran Turismo Alliance Porsche. Very common and known livery in my opinion. They did it for the last couple of races and kept the style. That's unusual. That's the RX Racing Nissan. Black, white, green livery. Never seen this color combination before from RX, but seems to look good. And here we are back again with the Mercedes. Rowan is in the pits. And it is very, very dark if you look into the sky. So I think we will see some rain. But the main point is, when is it going to happen? Sven stays out. He was in the pits, I think, a lap before. And the undercut on this track is very, very huge. Rowan's still in the pits. And there's Sportsmat, who was only once in the pits. Rowan goes out again. Sportsmat stays out and he will go for another lap. Same goes for the next lap. He will come into the pits in lap 10. In his 10th lap. Zero Haku going for 4 lap stints. Now 4 seconds behind the other Lexus. But seems to be going pretty well considering what happened at the start. There's Jonas in the Mercedes. And we have a little battle. Tony Redgrave against Ken Stumick. Nissan against Porsche. Ooh, and Nürburgring Pix is off the track. What type of weather condition is this, honestly? It's dark. It's tightened, but it's not raining. Impressive. Looks like complete rain weather without the rain. It's cold Eiffel weather, and I think you're completely right. As what you are seeing, rain might be around the corner, and that's what I think as well. But I don't know if it's gonna happen anytime soon, or if we have to wait for a couple of more minutes. Because if there is going to be rain, I think that Sven Runke has earned himself a lot of distance to Rowan. And same goes for everyone who's still out. Haku might be the biggest winner, I think, after having damage, because he needs to come in to the pit this lap. And if he needs to change tires for rain or intermediates or full wet tires, same as everybody else, he might gain a lot of time compared to everyone behind him. Just a matter of time until rain starts coming down. Hello,
Okay, I
Summer.
just got back.
Welcome back. I think you came in perfectly because rain might be around the corner.
Yeah, I just got into my room like momentarily while I was preparing food. Like, is there anything happening? And then it got more grey and grey and grey throughout the entire time. Yeah, we'll see how it is. I was spectating Koof, and Koo's massively getting on Sport Mat due to them being on different strategies, as it looks like.
Yeah,
Because Koo is probably doing a 4-lap stint now, whilst Sport Mat doing a 5-lap stint.
yeah. Even though Ku has got worse tire and fuel conditions, he is catching Sportsmat. And
Probably due to him attacking, and he made a mistake, and Koo made a mistake too. There's something happening right now.
wait, both made a
Sportmat got
mistake.
penalty. Yeah, but Koo survived without damage. Sportmat did not. So Sportmat has to be on the
Wow.
same plan as right now.
Okay, so you can see that I think grip conditions already are leaving this part of the track. Or
But
even
there
in
is no
general.
rain on the radar. There's nothing wet on the track. Like the track wetness level is not
Yeah,
enough.
I know. Nürburgring Pix has got damage and a half-second penalty, so he needs to go into the pits again, even
Hence
though he
mentioned
was
Tony
in the pits.
Redgrave fighting. And there's probably nothing happening until Mutkurve. Tony overshooting, has to brake on exit. Huge advantage for Ken.
Yeah. Closing in. Is the Nissan having better top speed as it
Damage?
seems?
No, it's having less top speed, yeah, it's a lot worse. Yeah, that'll be an easy overtake. It doesn't matter where he goes. The Porsche is gonna overtake, except if he saves fuel. He lifts off, he does not want to try and overtake.
Yeah.
Sportmad is keeping consistent with gaps. But my god, Haku is currently doing God's work for that team. Wow. Oh, more mistake. No penalty or no damage, so he's alright, but yeah, he's still doing a good job. I don't care if the commentator's curse hits him another time. He's still doing a good job.
There was the commentator's curse a second time, shortly transformed into a lawnmower.
Probably also the same engine. Sounds like the same engine, to be honest. See no difference.
I think we have another battle coming up. Jonas is closing in on a sport map pretty heavily.
Will it be enough to overtake? Doesn't look like it. But the gap is decreasing heavily onto straights. 2/10 gained, but no, that would not be it. I don't think he'll be able to overtake. Or might he? Nah, he's still losing too much time into corners. Oh, Haku done a mistake. He's back on track. His tires are killing him.
Yeah, but he's still alive, no damage for Ku, even though he has to go into the pits to snap.
I think the Gran Turismo gods just saved him today.
Maybe saved him. We need to see. But look at the weather conditions.
I think the Gran Turismo gods were like, Haku shall not perish from 3rd position. Thou will make a podium for Stint 1.
There you go. Jonas passes Sportsmat at the
Oh, I was wrong. Like I am most of the time. I was also wrong about being gold 3 in Rocket League because I'm now gold 2 because Tomsoft fucking did a shit job when I was playing with him. I was also wrong about that.
Yeah, Ku's in the
wrong about
pits,
something.
Sportmat is in the pits as well. It's gonna be interesting to see on which tires they come out. Because it might be that the rain...
100% softs again.
It could be that the rain starts in, what, about 5 minutes or so. And even if you would gain a lot of time when the rain starts heavily. Nevertheless, just wanting to appreciate Pegasus Esports team for still continuing their stint, even though they are 1.5 minutes behind P7, driving with damage
Oh,
and
yeah.
penalty.
Okay, they are not going out on intermediates, they're going out on soft, so the radar's probably safe.
Typical Eiffel
This-
weather what we are witnessing right now.
Yeah, this might just be damn conditions, and Sportmat already almost fighting Redgrave, but Redgrave does a move I also did on Marco, not interfering with people just out of the pits. No, but it's the smartest move to do it, the
Yeah.
smartest way of doing it. If it doesn't lock up every second corner again.
By the way, bon appetit.
Thank you. How can y'all hear this? This is frightening. Shitty ass headset, probably. I think you people know my address just through my headset.
Now we just hear some clicking sounds when the fork, knife, or whatever hits the plate. Okay, Sven Runke in P1 with 21 seconds to King Rowan will need to pit this lap, because if you look at the front left tire, he won't end the lap with anything else left on the front left. King Rowan has damage again.
Does not like
Consistency
that
is key,
Porsche, does
guys.
he?
I think so. Consistency is key, guys. You need to watch out.
Like, doing a fast lap is one thing, but staying consistent is another.
Yeah. Sportmat.
Ah, no. Damage again. I'm telling you, put ABS on. There is no huge advantage you're getting with ABS off.
You can still drive with a huge amount of grip that you have and control everything a little bit better. But turning
I thought you
ABS
read a
off
chat
on,
message, but no.
on group cars is not the smartest thing to do.
In general, putting it off is a bad idea. If it's an old road car, I still have ABS on, because otherwise these cars are horrible. I know F1 cars don't have ABS. Do Super Formula cars have ABS?
I think so. I just thought for a second that Tony Redgrave lost the car and went into the wall, but seems to be alright.
That was such a call. Yeah, good job still staying in the race for that far behind. Yeah, he didn't.
Seems to me like a disconnect, to be honest.
That aged like milk, to be honest, but yeah, probably has disconnected. Sportmat now last. What a
What a
What
bummer.
a yeah, what a bummer, and what an interesting turn of events we're having here.
Yeah, 7 cars in a 24-hour race.
I think with that math, we could have put them almost into the split one lobby.
Ay, ay, ay.
Zenq's probably laughing at the back
Even
because he
if...
called that.
Leave him. Let him leave him.
Let them leave and never participate in a race again. If you can't go the distance, don't drive. Doing mistakes is one thing, rage quitting is the other. If it was a disconnect, I did not say anything about Nürburgring picks, but I'm just telling that to the first guy. Please, guys.
I just got the info that his internet crashed.
Ah, well, bummer. I did not say anything about Nürburgring picks, but I did say something about the other guy. And you betcha I did. Oh yeah, do you want to know something funny from Formula 1, Philip?
That you're not racing in it?
No, not today. Maybe tomorrow, because then's the race. I'm sitting out quali because I did one lap and now I'm on pole. I'm actually Max Verstappen. No. No, but Ferrari was fined 100 euros for Carlos Sainz speeding by 0.4 kph. Zero point 0.4. That's Ken crashing out with damaged front right. It's not even something surprising anymore because we've got that damage from most cars now. I don't think there was any car that didn't have damage. Am I right?
I
And
don't
that's
think
just this
so.
one.
I don't think so that there is a car that hasn't got any sort of damage.
Rowan, maybe? No, oh, what am I saying? I'm sorry, Sven. I think Sven hasn't got any damage. Or I've just got dementia, but either way. Ken is revving that Porsche so high to keep that 258 kph.
Maximum power, it seems.
He does lose 10 kph, but he's still on the same speed as most other cars. That just shows how good the Porsche is.
Sport map
Ken
will go into the
pitting,
pits, I think, as well.
likely
No, he
Sven
stays out.
spun. Sven almost spun. I only want to listen to the Lexus and its harmonic sound.
Interesting to see that we have 66 people voting for the three favorites, or the three most favorite liveries.
Just wait till you find out about NordVPN. What? Yeah, but people might be rigging that. But no, I don't think so.
So in case you want to vote, let me just post you the links again. Looking back to the fact where every car started, I think that it's pretty honorable to mention the quite of a comeback that Jonas in the Mercedes had.
Yep. That is a great job of that he's doing.
19 minutes into the first stint. Nearly had a mistake, but caught the car.
That
But
corner
Tony
is so
Redgrave
hard
has
to
a mistake on the same spot where Hume nearly
Yep.
had his mistake and smashed the car
Damage.
completely into the wall.
And he's now dirtying his tires.
In
By
moments like this,
taking-
I'm just thinking, guys, have you even prepared for the race?
Yeah. Like looking at the first split, that was such a high level.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about pace here. I don't care how slow you are. There's like still a minimum amount of car control and strategy you need to know when going into a 24-hour race. With all due respect, there are like few cars that actually look like they've put in the work and put in the time to actually try and get the 24 hours done and not rage quit after like 5 hours, which is kind of sad to see, to be honest. It almost starts like a rant here, but again, it's not about the pace, it's just about the racecraft. Even that, I can't even punish people for doing mistakes and crashing other people out because they're definitely on a bit lower level. So even that is kind of excusable, but what's not excusable is just people rage quitting and people not even really looking like they tried to get like over 6 laps together cleanly in practice. But again, this is all just a learning phase. We all learn from our races. We all learn from our mistakes. And I hope this race will be a lesson for everyone, that they did a great job or that they still have to improve on something.
You've spoken like a lion, like a bear.
Max Vorschlag. No wait.
That was something else,
That's
I
the
think.
true lion. This is the true lion. But it's getting brighter again, so it doesn't look like it'll be raining. Or that was just my HDR peeing around. But it doesn't look like it'll rain. Yeah, but I'm not mistaken, it does get a small bit brighter, but it's still, foggy. The fog is still there. Because the fog is coming. You will not escape. What?
It's brightening up a little. But I'm still interested to
Yeah.
see if there will be rain.
That would have been so cool for the first split too.
Yeah.
I think God is testing us and trying to only give the hardest challenge to these slower drivers. First split, probably the best drivers of DES. No rain, you're cool, calm down and just drive on. Second split, where people with a bit less experience are there. Oh yes, you need to have rain, you need to suffer. Every single lap after this one will be hell for you.
Hold on a second. If you look at P1, I think Rowan is having some kind of issues.
Yep, P1 is ghosted. On a ghosted, he was on pause, he's not on pause anymore.
Can continue again, that's great. That is
Tony took
great.
Tony took the first apex like there was only one corner. Rusties, nuts. Sport mat still locking up. I want to type in chat at sportmat12, turn ABS on. But again, I don't want to interfere with the race and I want him to learn his lesson.
Maybe it's a challenge that he has set himself. Maybe he tries to enjoy it in the way he's doing it. I mean, even if... It's quite of impressive what he's doing in Alexis.
Yeah,
So
there's no doubt in it.
I would just leave him, especially with Rusty's on the side of his car.
Yeah, he will win the Piston Cup 100%. The DES 24 hours of Piston Cup confirmed. But actually, we should do an oval race in this series. That would be so cool. But that would not be a 24-hour endurance race. Imagine a 24-hour endurance race on Daytona Oval. God.
Well... Oh no! Oh my god.
Oh my god, a disconnecting spree. What has happened?
Now
Am I there?
it's Sven. It was Rowan for a second, now it's Sven.
Oh no.
What
Yeah.
the hell is happening? Now it's Sport Mad.
What? No way. I'm looking at my connection at least.
What
No,
the
it wasn't
hell
my
is
connection.
happening?
No. Yeah, it wasn't my connection. It went stable, but there were two people I was spectating that just lifted off the throttle and didn't steer anymore. What?
It seems like the lobby is crashing slowly.
Yeah. Well, that was. Oh, yeah. The lobby is done for.
And it's not even our mistake. How?
Yeah, yeah, and it's not even my mistake.
I know.
I think the
What the
GT7 lobbies are crashing because I'm having no issues. I'm having
Okay.
no issues on my side.
Hold on. I think we can. Well, we cannot fix it for now. um. Oh my goodness! What is
What are we
going on?
doing? What are we doing now?
Best thing we could. Just leaving you with some elevator music for now, and hope we can fix it. See you in 15 minutes or so.